back. Do you know for how long? Yesterday we have like electricity around 4 hours, 4.5 hours during the whole 24 hours cycle. Do you know like when they're gonna turn in the lights today? So we're starting whenever like I can, and it's now. Still have the same schedule, trying to finish the Tales of Iron, King's Bounty, and of course Titan Quest. Gonna do as much as possible today. We also have a special mod for our special friend here, for Nekanothrop. Right, it's the honor of his birthday and his 2 years, more than 2 years serving as a moderator. There it is. There it is. I based that emote on his Steam avatar, so more or less looking the same, except my Richard, my cat, was posing for emote itself. It's also looking spooky, like the Halloween getting close, right? We need something akin this. The vampire Richard. I'll take it. I'll take it. Okay, yeah, that's how I spent my morning, more or less. Well, not exactly morning. Yesterday night. But Contemplator, we reached Scandia last time and got like our electricity turned off. So a good place to start today's stream. Potentially finishing Scandia and Atlantis, that's our plan. Well, if nothing gonna change, you know what I mean. So, did you already pick up the quests, right? Let's see. The Scythe, Trapit, Magical Candron, Restless King. Okay, so I got those quests. And I realized one thing. That I don't have like any space in my 10 quest vault, right? Yesterday we got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10 items, but yeah, I didn't like clear the vault at all.
Hard to.
You know what? Let's do it like quickly right now. We need place for loot. Hello, Arcadius. Good morning. Welcome, welcome. Yeah, we do have that new mod here. Just waiting for Nikenstrop to come to surprise him. I think he would be pleased. Like I say, I based this emote on his profile picture in Steam. On Steam. Okay, let's see. What can do? Can grab all of those green items out of here. So grabbing the stuff. There's another stuff, and another stuff is going over here. Green items. That's a helmet. Do we have any helmets of all kinds? So this goes here. There's also this one over here as well. What else? What else? What else? Oh, like okay. This one. There was another helmet over here. A sword. Can fit a sword anywhere. Anywhere here. The items, we can put this ring here. We can put this one over here. Alright. That's about all. Let's get to green items again. So there's a sword and green items. You can sort out the shields. Shields goes over here. Bramblewood bow goes over here. Should I put Javelin over here? And the bracelets goes over here. Okay, nice, nice. Can actually put that stuff from a transfer area over here as well. Have a real museum here. Indeed, I mean, I haven't like sorted put my items into storage for a while already. Yeah, like I mean, there's literally enough time. Have no electricity and then no electricity again. So I need to clear the place for a new loot. Okay, so this goes here. This goes over here. I mean, I'm not gonna put every single items from here. It's just like easy one. Even gonna delete some because I have too many of those. You know this stuff. Okay. What else? You can stash some bows as well. Green items 3. This goes over here. Have the spear. Have another spear. Do we have any swords? Okay, this is like with the litin. Have too many of those. Okay, there's bows. We're gonna go over here for now. And there's another one. This one, okay, it's actually bow archer was looking kind of cool. Goes over here, and lastly shields. We can put some of them over here. Okay, that's like more or less cleared.
Find the road in that
more or less enough time
thug.
for next loot. Yeah, don't you just keep like one of each the best version and copy the when they need. That's ideal. That's ideal approach to it. But like I need to sort through all of them. You can like check out the best site in Titan Quest Vault, so you need to sort through all of them, and
What do you
I honestly
have?
never had the time for that. Like never. Like we're out of options of experience here as well. Okay. So yeah, that was the problem with me. I did like try to do it like at some point, and well, it didn't end in completed sorted. Yeah, well, it didn't end well. After like half an hour, I got like super worried about it, and yeah. Okay, guys, like that was a lot of interlude, prelude or whatever. Time to actually do some job here. Let's go and turn in a quest. It's very annoying it doesn't show like the best version. Absolutely.
You have served me well, but
Okay, I got this quest done. Get back. Have a bunch of other quests. We're like so close to leveling up here last time. Before like they shut down our electricity. So like honestly guys, like if I'm if I'm disappearing somewhere suddenly, probably it's no electricity again. Hopefully if it's like after 2 or 3 hours of our current stream, I will be back potentially late in the evening. If that's like somewhere potentially, because yesterday we had like around 4.5 hours electricity in total for like 24 hours a day. It was a huge attack on power and extraction happen. So that's the case. got those boys. Have a quest inside. I mentioned it yesterday, like I mentioned it like probably every day, but cleaning speed for this guy is like absolutely disgusting. We could have like compensate before with my Owen DPS, but it doesn't look like my Owen DPS doing that much currently. So if you like combine my Owen DPS and DPS from my pets, it's like it look like it's like more or less average DPS for a tier 2 build. Arcadio said, how long do you think this situation gonna last with electricity? Well, until Russia stop like bombard our power plants. After like it is a civil infrastructure, so if there's anything the world can possibly do, except Ukrainian like winning the war, of course. In all, I mean, even if like gonna win the war, you understand like here that potentially winning is like not possible. We can get them to the borders of um our territory, get them out to the own territory, but that's not gonna stop them from doing a terrorist acts like this. That's not gonna stop them at all. I mean, in terms what happened like in the northern parts of our region, like the Chernihiv Oblast, for example, right? The Russians were booted out of there for a couple of months already, but they're still keeping shooting from the border. They still people dying, civilians dying because of that those terrorist attacks, and basically all the villages that we've been on the border with the Russia in the northern region, the north east region, they destroy it completely. There's only one. Way to like to stop all of this. Make them follow. Do I live in a city or a village? Something in between. It's actually a small town, more or less small. But yeah, I'm living currently in the town part of a small town. I mean, with all the apartment buildings and stuff. There's kind of like private sector here with you call village, more or less. Well, people calling him here is it's as a private sector, you know, like with. There's no like agriculture or anything related to agriculture stuff going on in that particular village part. So yeah. The food supply normal those days? Yeah. We have everything on shelves. It's got like quite pricey. It's got quite pricey, but like compare like the war started first week of the war, there was like nothing on the shelves, like absolutely nothing. Yeah, we got the situation with provisions sorted out like long time ago. I guess it's getting like the prices skyrocketed for some products, for example. Some of them disappear from the shelves completely, but they were replaced with a different um, with the products from a different supplier, right? Some of those products are, for example, from Belarus. There's no more of those garbage there, right? Some like some products like Ukrainian products like salt, for example. There was like a very popular salt mark in Artemivsk from a Soledar, Artem Sil. But yeah, now it's like completely disappeared from the shelves because well, because the plant not working anymore. It's in on the line of where the action are going for a couple of months already. So no mines, neither plant working there. It's actually in a very serious state, but it's got replaced by a different brand of salt. Some of them from European Union as well. So the only problem, like I say, it's prices right now. It's way worse on the territories that occupied by Russians. Dude, like I don't know how people like surviving them, surviving there. It's like I'm talking about like prices here in my part are skyrocketed, but like prices in the occupied territories, not only it's like really hard to get anything, all right, but the prices are really high. Russian, first of all, Russian store like every like if there's also any shop mall or something, they stole everything from the shop mall. Like every even bread, dude. Like they stole everything, appropriated for themselves, and then you know what they did? They using those products as the humanitarian aid to people. You know, like. First we stole from you, and then we're gonna give you like you know, like an aid, the humanitarian aid to you, the same stuff. That's like a best case scenario. I'm talking about best case scenario. There's a huge looting going on right now in Kherson city. Like they looting everything, including the hospital equipment, hospital cars, ambulances, cars. I mean, dude, like this is a full-scale looting. They're getting into the people's houses, taking whatever they want, taking the cars because they need to transport the loot. Oh, it's awful. Okay, got a silver plate quest meanwhile, back to Tana quest. But yeah, like answering the question, like how long the problem is with our electricity gonna last. Like there's one solution, and to build like underground power lines and stuff, like transfer all those facilities more or less underground, which is like kind of hard. Get some good anti-aircraft and anti-missile system, which is more or less possible if the Western country will supply enough of like anti-aircraft systems to cover our sky. That's like one solution. And second, the best solution, of course, somehow to change the mentality of Russians, right? Which is like absolutely hard, right? You know, like what happened in German after like World War II. There are still some youngsters even now that have this, you know, or viewing in kind the Nazi philosophy or something. There's still some people all over the world left, like, so it will be hard, like, to change the whole imperial mentality of the whole nation. It was basically all of that mentality. It's at least 100 year old in terms of like yeah, since like 1917 when the Reds came to rule. Oh, this golden boar not dying fast. Come on, pets, kill it. Okay, let's slaughter the boar. I only wish like for the sanction at least would work as they intended to. So today before stream I read the article, the Bloomberg article about that Russia
How dare you kill my boar and desecrate this
actually
place,
preparing the
foreigner?
Shadow Fleet.
Don't you know it belongs to the Aesir? Your
The
friend
Shadow
is not
Fleet
here.
transport
Not that it matters to me,
the naphtha,
because you have fought.
the oil, and they bought like a lot of the ships for that purpose already. So there's supposed to be like a sanction about like importing Russian oil and stuff. Well, they already circumvented or preparing to circumvent those pretty easily. We absolutely need to ban them from technologies, like, you know, the first big hit, like the chips. Like, yeah, there's a military grade chips and stuff. Like, kind of banned them more or less. They banned them from military chips starting from 2014 when Russia annexed Crimea. However, that ban wasn't working at all because even in new
Welcome,
rockets.
stranger. Look at our shop. My father
Uh,
is the best smith in town. You'll find no sharper blades.
I mean, new rockets. The rockets that Ukrainian specialists found on the scene after the Russian bombarded civilians cities. There were found a lot of this new chips that were created after 2014. So Russia was still getting the supply. Nobody like was watching
Thank you.
for them not to.
What do you have? A few
Absolute ban on technologies. Like, they not they should not receive any graphic cards, like any smartphones, like nothing.
A spear? No human.
Only that maybe like some part of society will start to maybe some movement. Highly unlikely, like, but what does the hardened common civilians in Russia gonna help? yes, it will. Hopefully, it will help, mate. Because the common civilians, that's who they're supporting the invasion. The common civilians, that's the one who's shooting at who pressing those buttons and the rocket launchers, who shooting the missiles in the Ukrainian, who like holding the guns and shooting civilians on the streets. That's the common Russians. That's not a Putin, not any of his dogs. That's like a million-strong army created with the common civilians. And a lot of them, especially the women population of Russia, you know.
I'd still be interested.
I talking about normal civilians, mate. The women population of Russia, there was their research, Russian-made research, and they were like talking about like well, who support regime, who supporting killing in Ukraine and stuff. Absolutely majority of women, right, who were take part of this research, support the war.
Peace be with. I admit your presence.
Some men that who understand that they could be drawn to army, they were like given like some vague answers for that, you know. And you saw like in fact when the mobilization happened, a lot of Russian men like just left the country. They still, this doesn't mean they not supporting like the war, the regime itself. That's mean that they just don't want to be part of the army.
I don't know.
Dude, like, yeah, a big percentage fraction also, not a big percentage. Not at all. If they were not were against the war, they were being on the streets. Like, look in Iraq. What happened in Iraq right now? Oh, Iran, sorry, Iraq. Iran. Look at the people on the streets taking against the dictatorship regime. Look what happened in there, and look what happened in Russia. They just sitting like it's like not their business.
Oh, shut up. No.
They were supporting the Putin regime. They were the cause for why the regime came to power as it is. They were doing like absolutely nothing. Of course, there should be consequences for that. I mean, like, they can't say, "Oh, wow, mate," like, you know, like we are just common civilians who done nothing. Because you didn't done nothing.
I say, if you think
We had similar situation in Ukraine in 2014 when Yanukovych regime tried to oppress people, tried to you know, solidify this dictatorship regime akin to the Putin one. The people came to street. People died on the street. People actually died on the street. A lot of civilians were killed by the government, but they changed it. They changed it. They didn't let Ukraine go the way of a dictatorship. So it depends on the people a lot. But what I'm saying about Russian not supporting or supporting, there were like thousands or something people, and next day there were 100,000 of protests. They supporting actually regime. There were a couple of thousand around the protests against the war. There were a couple of thousand in Moscow, a couple of thousand in the St. Petersburg, and 1,000 people around, well, in every other city around Russia. Next day there were hundreds of thousands pro-Russian people supporting the regime. Yes, they were like getting them. A lot of people get there from like under the threat they're gonna lose the job if they're not gonna get on the meeting or something. But that's a situation. Like, if they not if those people are like at least didn't like support the government with this tremendous meeting, all right? not everyone. If there's like every hundreds of thousands of people will not like just go to the meeting to support the regime. They just can't like fire all of them from a job. Just that will make no sense for the economy. They just can't do that. Just I mean, don't go and support the pro-government meetings. Let's start with that. But about this mobilization stuff, like you're saying, the people were leaving the country. You know, like what the Russians themselves were talking in the publics, in the public space. They were complaining. They were complaining about the citizens of, or the border police of the Kazakhstan, for example. That's where most of them live in for. They were complaining about the Kazakhstan's people that they didn't like let them cross the border because they had this letter Z on the cars, and they forgot to erase it before leaving for the other country. And this letter Z is the basically the swastika of the current Putin regime. So before the mobilization happened, they were supporting it with those like swastiks all around the cars and stuff. And then the mobilization came. A lot of them decided, you know, like I don't want to die. I don't want to die. I gonna need like get out of the country. And what happened? They just forgot to. Some of them forgot to erase those letters, and they weren't allowed to cross the border with Kazakhstan, for example. And they've been complaining about that, like. So. And look at their television, the national television. They keep talking about like ruining our infrastructure and stuff. Like, you know, after like those past 2 weeks, a lot of Ukrainian people also like, you know, it will be very good if you're gonna start shooting the power infrastructure back. There's even a discussion going about it. But the people came to conclusion, you know, like this is bullshit. Shooting Russian civilian infrastructure is gonna just waste of ammunition. If you need to shoot something, we need to shoot the something to, somehow to get to the military facilities inside the countries, so like especially the one with long-range aviation. So there's also a difference in mentality. When you check in like Russian forums and stuff, where people like were very pleased about that Russian killing civilians here. Like even Russians themselves, some Russians like who not supporting all of this, they also like having. I guess it will be a courage, having courage to say about that in Twitter, for example, in Telegram. So there was like one Russian doctor who after 2 weeks ago, when there was a massive attack happened on a Kiev, right? He posted a tweet on Twitter, or was it like a Telegram? Well, some of the social media. He was like, I'm shocked about what happened in Ukraine. That, but mostly I'm shocked about that. There's a lot of civilians dying, but all of our nurses here in the hospital giggling like a mad about all the skills and like, look how our president responding to Ukrainian threats to the Crimea Breach and stuff. Like Russian is power. Look at this. They even stopped working in a hospital to watch the video of destroyed infrastructure in Ukraine. So of course there should be sanctions that should decrease the quality of life of Russian populace. Why the quality of life dropped down here in Ukraine significantly? We need some economic economic sanction, the good economic sanction, you know, that's working, that will make them seeing that supporting the government further or be silent about it not gonna lead to any like solution. Gonna only lead to more civilian deaths on the Ukrainian side, which is like currently happening. But yeah, like unfortunately, the society, the global community was like very slow in this, about the sanctions to begin with, because there was reports of people, the intelligence from all of the major countries were saying that Russians were preparing to attack Ukraine. They were saying they were preparing to attack, so the sanctions should be provided before the attack actually started. To deteriorate even the sorts of aggression, right, could be prevented. Arcadius, small disclosure, I was once quite religious. I hope salvation comes soon, Messiah in Israel, and all this will stop. I pray for this day daily, and I'm also from Israel. There's so many talk that we are at the end of the time, especially from what's going on in Ukraine. Well, nothing. Arcadius, no, that's I'm grateful for your pray for Ukraine. And Ukrainian people also grateful for Israeli praying for them. Yeah, I understand. Like, there is some talk in Ukraine that Israel not supporting Ukraine like military-wise, and they have some technology. But you know, we understand. We understand that Israel also in a kind of hard situation itself. So like people just like, yeah, it's okay. But all the humanitarian aid, it's very welcome. Very welcome. The end of the time, well, the end of the time, it possible. If the nuclear war started, that will be very bad, but it could be prevent. It still could be prevent. Just need a very strong response. We can't let Russian to use a nuclear weapon or blow up like Ukrainian nuclear power station. We just can't. Need a strong response for that. I need the work of a global community to prevent this. But if they let like Ukraine, like Musk, Elon Musk saying, if they let like, let's Russia get the Crimea or something. If we let them do that under the threat of a nuclear war, the nuclear that's gonna only get this end of time delayed by a couple of years, I would say so, because there's many other people, many other countries who will delve into developing nuclear technologies for weapon purposes. There are many other dictators growing more and more boldly. There will be many more other wars if you not stop decisively the dictatorship regime in Russia right now. That will be indeed at the end of the times. I will not be surprised about that at all. Yeah, Memento Mori, most Russians are not against the war. They're against being convinced by it. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, and Arcadius, yes, Israel's afraid of Russian response, but they do help him entirely. Yes. I know, mate. There's like, you know, there's very, there's sometimes, some angry blogger will say about that Israel not helping in military stuff, but like we understand the consequences here. We understand that Israel also like quite a small country itself, even if it's like looking powerful, but it's also like scale-wise, if you compare Israel to Ukraine, it's only like one of Israel scale-wise is Ukrainian Kiev Oblast, which is like a region I'm living. Yeah, there is no question about like Israel also helping with the medical treatment, some like say humanitarian aid. The thing people discussing most here in Ukraine, it's not Israel helping. It's about the Hungary. It's about the politic of the also semi-dictatorship regime with the Orban, the Viktor Orban, because like the guy already like ruling the country for around 20 years. And they have like very close relationship with Russia, even when Russia right now like threatening Ukrainian power plants and especially nuclear power plants. The Hungary blocking the sanctions